A Tucker Carlson fan, I guess, pranked Fox News very badly on television last night. There was, as there is almost every day in the United States, there was a shooting yesterday in the United States. This one was at Morgan State University, the details of which we'll talk about in a moment. Sadly, there's very little additional to say about any particular shooting because they're so common in the United States. It's actually horrifying, but we'll get to that in a moment. And so Trace Gallagher, I guess, doing some kind of live coverage late last night. This was close to 9 p.m. Pacific, close to midnight Eastern. And someone, I guess, claiming to have been a witness to the shooting called in, and it became apparent very quickly that this was just a prank. And it's just a reminder that these breaking news situations, they can lead to mistakes by producers eager to get witnesses on the air. We've seen these many times before. Let's listen.
And that's where they declare a Mr. and a Miss Morgan State. And we've got Tyrone on the phone with us now. Tyrone, when you say poker game, what exactly happened? What transpired?
Well, first we were watching, we all get together every Tuesday night, and we watch Tucker Carlson's show on X. We used to watch him on Fox News. Obviously, he's not there no more. And still being the most credible guy in the media in America, we always get together to watch Tucker Carlson. And I think he's doing probably better now that he's not with Fox News because the corporate media always controls what the teleprompter readers are able to say. And now that he doesn't
Thank you,
have
Tyrone.
that hand
Thank you, Tyrone.
up
Can
his
we
back.
maybe we can work to get Don back on the phone, Tracy? We can get that. Clearly, that was not a student at Morgan State University.
So anyway, people very excited about Tucker Carlson, I guess, taking the opportunity to call in. Now, there's really no way to segue into yet another instance of completely tragic gun violence. What do we know about this shooting? WBAL, suspect at large. This is from last night. Or rather this morning. Suspect at large after 5 injured in shooting at Morgan State University. Baltimore police are searching for a suspect after 5 young adults were injured Tuesday night in a shooting on the campus of Morgan State University. Baltimore Police Commissioner Richard Worley and Morgan State University Police Chief Lance Hatcher said university police officers were patrolling around 9:25. They heard discharging on campus. Police said 4 men and a woman, ages 18 to 22, suffered non-life-threatening injuries in the shooting. 4 of the 5 victims are students. Worley said multiple windows were shattered, prompting police to activate active shooter response protocols. As of this article, the search for the suspect continues. And I hate to do this. I hate to remind everybody, this is constant, okay? It just so happens that this was the only one of these mass shootings yesterday. Normally, we have multiple mass shootings every day in the United States. October 3rd, this shooting in Baltimore, Maryland, with 5 injuries, and it appears as though 0 deaths, and hopefully it stays that way, was the only mass shooting yesterday. But as you see here on Gun Violence Archive, on Sunday, there was a shooting in Philadelphia. Actually, Sunday also unique and only 1 shooting, but then you see the way it normally is. On Saturday, we had 6 different shootings in Kentucky, Ohio, Illinois, Nebraska, Texas, and Jersey. September 30th, there were 2 mass shootings, and you go on down the line. Hundreds and hundreds of shootings in the United States. What else is there to say? I mean, genuinely, what else is there to say about this? We're not doing enough to stop it, obviously. Half the country, well, I shouldn't say half, actually. A majority of the country does want to do certain things. There are certain policies that a majority of the country is very much in favor of, but our elected officials won't do it. I guess, why would they if they don't ultimately get held accountable for not doing it? We have a unique problem in the United States. It's gun culture in combination with the accessibility of firearms, in combination with the number of firearms that are floating around, in combination with, yes, mental health issues. Sure, we'll mention that. Why not? It's not only one or the other thing. And as I've talked about before, when I've laid out my 10-point plan for doing something about gun violence, it is true that you may not be able to prevent every single mass shooting, especially when there are already so many guns floating around. But we can prevent many of them, or we can reduce how deadly many of them are if we just do things that are so obvious. And part of the sad, tragic, horrifying reality about this issue is most of us know that there are a bunch of actions that could be taken that would reduce, not eliminate, but reduce gun violence. But for political reasons, there is a large swath of the country and an even larger swath of our elected officials who don't even want to acknowledge that we actually have some pretty damn good ideas to reduce, but not eliminate, gun violence. I'm not going to do the full 10-point list. I've done it in a bunch of different segments. I'll update it and do it again soon, I'm sure, after the next major mass shooting, which sadly in this country is always just a few weeks, if not a couple of months away.